Funday Livestream show. One of the last remaining shows we're going to be doing with our basic low-tech setup, shall we say. If you know what I'm saying, baby. In the new world, it's going to be a lot of fancy crap. It's going to be all silky smooth and sexy. One second here. We're just going to get the tripod set up here. We're coming to you from the garage. What was once Lab 1, which will no longer be Lab 1. It's in broken semblance, going through all the stuff, getting everything ready for the move, you know what I'm saying? Getting things done, getting it ready, you know. Long story short, though, we come together, my friends. We're going to be back May 3rd in living color, quote unquote. You know, May 3rd is when we take possession of the new house, and we're going to start doing, going through everything and showing everybody kind of what's going to be required for the building of the new lab and doing all that. One second here, my friends. I'm sure I've got an ashtray here somewhere. Just trying to find an ashtray for my doobie. My doobie. And of course, I can't find anything. The joys of packing. Oh, fuck it. Figure it out later. Let's get back to the very beginning here and we'll start saying hi to everybody. All right. So let's go to the very beginning here and let's go say hi to everybody. All right. What's happening, Julio from Denver? How's it going down in Michigan, my friend? What's up, Greens and 373 Steel? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. All right. What's up, Chris Barton? Thank you very much for the love and support, my friend. What's up, Happy to Do Grows? Good to see you, baby. All right. What's up, Gerald Green Thumb? Good to see you, my friend. Keeping it real, keeping it sexy. All right. I'm going to be smoking some Rockstar Kush very shortly myself. What's up, Skull? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Riot Powder? Good to see you, baby. All right. One second here. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anybody. Big Eye in the house. Good to see you, Big Eye. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Crocodile Dundee, Squatch. Ha ha ha. My knives will be bigger. Just ask Green the 373 Steel. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's up, Eugene Dolan? Good to see you, baby. What's up, Dirt Dog 1171? Evening to you, eighth whale, my friends. All right. So there's the formal introductions, the formal hellos. Good to see everybody. See if I can find a lighter. Bloody hell. Watch me if not brought a lighter in with me to the show. Oh, no, there's one in this pocket. Thank God for that. All right. So how's everybody's week going so far? I mean, we last saw each other on the Wednesday. We've been working here hard at Potsquatch Growers, getting ready for the move, planning up, gearing up, making plans for the new shows, the new grows, you know, and all the new things we're going to be showing everyone. For those of you who are new here at Potsquatch Growers, there is normally plants surrounding us. Sadly, I mean, it's been a long, ongoing process of trying to stand up and fight for our right to weed today. But we got that going. We bought a new house. I own the land of the new place, so nobody can come tell Uncle Potsquatch what the fuck to do. So it's going to be all right, okay? It's going to be all right, everybody. All right. So, hello, James Scanlon. Hello, back to Earth, my friend. What's happening, Chef Life 420? Good to see you, my friend. All right. What's up, Ganjanani, yo mama? How you doing, sexy? I hope you're doing well. I found it. Don't worry, Aaron. I found the lighter. Isaac Kendrick says, I bought a 2020 truck. Pretty stoked. Hell yeah. There's something to be said about buying a new vehicle, you know what I'm saying? What kind of truck did you get, my friend? 8-ball Kush. I've smoked it before. Not bad. That 8-ball Kush, Clay. Yes, it's pretty good. I've had it myself. Bit new age for my liking, but a few of the variations of that 8-ball Kush I've seen, it tastes pretty good. Hey, what's up, Nicole Lenman? Welcome to the show. I'd like to take a moment just to do a belated happy anniversary. Shout out to Nicole and her partner. That's right. They just celebrated a wedding anniversary. So huge congratulations to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, Isaac Kendrick. We drive a Dodge too. It's my wife's truck, but it's the Dodge Ram 1500 Hemi, 5.7 liter V8. Nothing wrong with that, baby. It's funny, everybody I know buying Dodges know. Hey. I'm doing well, Chris Barton. I'm doing well, my friend. How you doing, my friend? D. Rich moved to an apartment from Oklahoma to Indy. Did a few bubble hash runs with slightly pollinated bud. Well, those seeds are now coming up all over the yard where I dump my leftovers. Hey, D Rich, nothing wrong with that, man. It's Mother Nature's gift to you. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's up, Red Claus? Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. What's up, Mark Wilson? How you doing, my friend? What's up, the coffee growers? How's it going? Nothing wrong with the Dodge, in my humble 2 cents. It's doing well in Cheshire. That's awesome. One of my old friends, Chris Barton, his name, we call him Stocko, the Cheshire Kid. He comes from Cheshire as well. He lives here now. Oh, right. So, what can we talk about for the start of the show that's something that's kind of fun? Well, I got some good potential news today. So finally, it looks like I found a tattoo artist to actually do the Potsquatch Growers Army patch tattoo on my back. A few of them, FC Corp says, watched a few videos, my man. You're the goods, all right. Oh, well, thank you very much for the kind words. I've been known to grow a plant or two. I've put a thing or two in my brain. The true grower is a forever student, always learning, always going, you know what I mean? But, I love the wheat titties, and I love empowering people at home to grow their own and everything that we do. So thank you for the love, my friend. But as I was saying just a few moments ago there, everybody, I'm pretty excited, because, a couple of the tattoo artists are like, oh, it looks like a gang tattoo. And I said, well, it's not. Kind of is, but it's not. Kind of is, but it's not. And everyone getting all weird about that shit, right? So I actually ended up reaching out to, big shout out to Russ Fox, that's with 2 X's, RUSSFOXX. He is a body modification artist. He's actually the one who did the scarification for Mrs. Potsquatch. Reached out to him, and his tattoo parlor in Vancouver, and one of the artists there is more than happy to put the patch on my back, and they're not worried about it. They all ride to get it. So it's going to be good. So we're going to get that one done, hopefully, with the great and talented, oh shit, now I can't remember his name. I think it's Danny Landry, if I'm remembering it correctly. Check him out on Instagram. I believe it's called, oh shit, I can't remember anything now. My aging brain. But anyway, long story short, thank you very much, Mr. Russ Fox, for a good conversation this morning and making the recommendation and connecting me with the honest there. So I'm going to get the move done first, and then we'll go into town. And we're going to get a little link there, my friends. And I'm hoping to get it all in one sitting if he's got it in him. So we'll see that. All right now. Well, that's true. And Isaac Kendrick, when it comes to the heated seats and the heating steering wheel, I personally never use them. But Mrs. Potsquatch get cold, so she uses it. You know what I'm saying? But that'll be an exciting thing there. And then once I have that ink done, because there's been a number of you who also wanted to get it tattooed on your body, and that's fine. I've asked everyone to respect me getting it first, and then once it's on, then everybody else can do it. But that's fun. We finally found an artist who's not going to get nervous about doing it, and is going to get that done for us there. So we're going to be doing that just shortly after the move there. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. What's up, Christopher Budley? Christopher Budley says, what's up, y'all? I got to chop down a run and pot up the next today. Hell yeah. Got the video on the Squatch page. Loving my Squatch lights. Hell yeah, Christopher Budley. Now, what's the next run? What are you going to be growing into your next run under the Squatch lighting systems, my friend? One second, everybody. I'm just playing catch up now and reading. Hey, Liton Correa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. No worries and much love, and thank you for the love. And don't worry, when you're ready for those lighting rigs, we're going to build them. We're going to build them to order for you, and we're going to send them all the way over the pond to you. We send our lights all over the world, man, from to Australia, to New Zealand, to Europe, across to Canada, across the Americas. We've sold it to many crazy places. It's cool. Like, when I look at all of the different places we've sent lights, it's like, wow, everybody around the world like to grow their weed, You know, I feel you, FC Corpse, and I mean, at the end of the day, good genetics are something that is hard everywhere, really, at the end of the day, in my humble 2 cents in the modern day age. That's why one of the many things we're working on here at Potsquatch Growers is actually getting our genetics company going for everybody. Right. Jamie Morrow, in terms of a maxed out wattage, you know, put 2 double squatches in there, you'll more than kill it. If you want to go on a not small but not super big, I would go maybe a double squatch and a big squatch or something like that. But if you want to go big or go home and go with the full crank in action on a 4x8, I'd throw 2 double squatches in there. You can get away with a singular double squatch. As you remember, for those of you, we did. It was a little bit bigger than a 4x8 area, but we did that with the double squatch rack. It's the first run we did it with it because we wanted to test how strong and funky that bitch can be. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what we did down in Zone 3. Christopher Bartles says, I just put it up another Tangy Cookies and Jelly Breath. All right, running my last Fruity Pebbles clone and then my Fruity Pebbles Monster Crop clone. Hell yeah, you know Uncle Potsquatch like that fucking monster cropping. Then sticking only to Tangy and Jelly Breath. Hell yeah, my friend. Good to see you too. Just chilling, Jeremiah Sanchez. You know, get the show going. Talking about new exciting things to come. And so for those of you who are wondering, don't worry, when we get the Army logo tattooed on my entire back, well, we'll be recording that for all of you, and we'll release a video about it. It's going to be a good time. I was very happy to actually find somebody who's willing to actually get that done, so that's good. And we will be releasing this week. I keep meaning to start beans. I haven't started beans yet. So last week we said we were doing it. We haven't done it yet. I revealed that we'll be doing some blueberry indica, so that's one. I'm not going to tell you everything we're going to pop, but I'll tell you one more, okay? One other thing that I've decided to pop, okay, from our collection is I've got some Master Kush crossed with Pink Kush, okay? So we're going to be popping some of those beans. Master Kush, no, I'm lying. It's not Master Kush with Pink Kush. It is Northern Lights with Pink Kush. I was incorrect on that. So we're going to be running some Northern Lights and some Pink Kush as well. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to be getting a bunch of different things going. I'm going to be popping a lot of beans today. And so really, we're going to be kind of playing with them. We're going to be watching with them, working with them. And a lot of them we're going to actually use to make clones, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually, you know, we may throw the initial genetics into flower, then take some monster crop clones, and then create those into mother plants, which is typically my go-to technique when it comes to, you know, doing mothers, right? Like I don't keep those seed bearing ones. I keep a cutting from a monster crop relation, and then I do that. Leighton Correa, I'm sorry, I'm saying it's all wrong, I'm sure, but you did a Pink Kush run last, and that was the same time as I had done mine, and it was beautiful. Oh, I'm glad your Kush run turned out. You know, Pink Kush is a tasty Kush. Slightly more new age than some of the more traditional ones, but it's not like some of the other new age Kushes that are out there now. A proper Pink Kush is a beautiful, beautiful strain. And when properly done, that is definitely a genetic that can get up to that quad level kind of cannabis. The quads, as it were. What's up, Potsquatch? It's been a while, baby. How you doing? Yeah, no, Aaron, I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping in a perfect world that Northern Lights and Pink Kush cross, we can get notes from both. That would make a beautiful, beautiful thing. You're running organic, living soil, so bigger is better. Hell yeah, I agree with that, Christopher Bodleys. Nicole, tell Nova I say hello, and tell Nova I'll have the package out to you guys very soon. I know I keep saying that, and I apologize, but I will, I swear to God, I'll get it done in the next day or two. I'm working on it. Yeah, I know. Isaac Kendrick, it sounded dirtier than I meant it to. Hey, sounds good to me, Greens at 373 Steel. A true Northern Lights is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Hey, Julio from Denver, don't you worry for a second about it. Welcome to the show. No such thing as late. You show up when you intend to. Hey, all is well. Um, So some of the exciting things, like we always talk about, is sort of the things coming. Because right now I feel a little silly. I kind of feel like dude in the garage right now. Wait a minute, I am a dude in the garage. But We're going to be doing all brand new genetics. I mean, there's going to be a few things coming back that we've done before. The blueberry indica, however, is from a different genetic source. It's not from the ones that we had from before. I still got some of those beans as well. Um, so we'll see how it compares to kind of the blueberries we've run in the past on the show. We've never run a Northern Lights, so to run a Northern Lights Pink Kush cross, well, that's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to start playing around with some stuff. I'm even going to run some hybrids that are more kind of classical hybrids than I typically run. We're even going to bust out some Sadie things for you. I've got a really cool cross that I think will be fun. It's a blue cheese cross with Afghani. And it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out, given that, according to my dear friend Gazers, in terms of his research, in terms of the history, and he's probably right, the original cheese plant actually has some Afghani in there. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, will that reintroduction of Afghani back into a blue cheese dominate the terpene profile or flavonoid profile? Or are we going to create something fun and sexy of its own new accord? I don't know. We will find out, though, my friends. We will find out. Hey, much love back to New Zealand, FC Corps, my friend. Hey, thank you, Isaac. It's coming in not too bad, you know what I'm saying? Not bad for 2 years and a bit. Give it another year, it'll really, really come in. Are you wanting a skunk plant? Is that what you were trying to say, Big A? We do have some skunky varieties. Are any of them along the lines of the original skunk? Well, we'll find out. I do have some sort of what they call, oh shit, what was it called? It's a skunk plant. Bloody hell! I'm gonna have to check my records. I can't remember exactly, but I got a few skunky things in the bag there to play with it too. Yeah, I know. Like I said, at Lab Tool, we're gonna be doing anything you want to see. Okay, even if it's shit I don't know how to do or shit I don't like doing, I'm even gonna do that for you. Basically, going forward, my commitment to all of you at home is this channel is about to explode in a way that you've never seen. We're going to really be focusing on showing diversified content, diversified techniques, exploratory pieces, how-to pieces, and really make this magical mystery tour of edumacation, even all the better. So, yes, that does include that. Fine, I'll do a couple of autos for everybody. Everyone knows how Uncle Potsquatch feels about an auto. I'm assuming you can guess what I mean by that. But we will even fuck around with some of those. I'd like to take a moment to shout out to Budweiser and say you should sponsor me. Hell yeah, Crazy Grower Tide. That sounds sexy, my friend. How are they looking so far for that first week? Yeah, right. What Big A's talked about is because me and Big A, Uncle Potsquatch, Big A, we went to school together. We first met at I would have been in grade 8, I think, and Aaron would have been grade 9, I think. Pretty sure. If it wasn't that, maybe he was grade 10, I was grade 9. But I sold Aaron as a young kid one of his first bags of weed at a school dance underneath the stall in the washroom. That's how we became friends, and we've been best buddies ever since. He's a world-class Red Sealed chef who's the head chef of a big golf course down in Prince Edward Island. He's killing it, you know what I'm saying? So, motherfucker, you need some munchies. Big A will take care of you, you know what I'm saying? No. So Green's a 373 steel. I've never worked with the strawberry cheesecake beans. I'm aware of the strain. Just a lot of those newer age strains, often Uncle Potsquatch kind of resists. And again, you will see me run some of these newer things as well on the channel just for fun, okay? But it's not going to be something I fall in love with more than likely. Oh, that sucks, Leighton, because you can't really get hash very easily in Canada either. That's why I make a lot of my own hash. Okay, so it was 9, 10. I don't know, man. I guess it was grade 9 and 10. I thought it was grade 8 and 9, but, whatever. You're probably right. Well, that's okay, Create the Grow with Todd. You know what I mean? At the same time, having a tight noodle spacing isn't a bad thing either. That's where you're going to get the big old donkey penis buds, right? So, well, they all still kind of do that. I mean, it was definitely swag was a much bigger thing back in the day. I don't necessarily need Budweiser to send me some swag, but hey, if they want to fucking do a paid for promotional, paid placement in my shows, I'm totally okay with that because that'll help us keep the lights on and the show running. And at the end of the day, I definitely give them a lot of product placement already. So, they should just do that. My humble 2 cents. You hear that, Budweiser? We'll get them. We'll get them, everybody. So Micromania, no, we have had the lab shut down for the last 2 or 3 months because we had to sell this house. We've sold this house and we take possession of our new house May 3rd. I will actually be popping the first beans I've popped in a long time today. Getting some little babies, getting them ready for the new lab too. That'll be hitting you May 3rd. That's right. May 3rd, we will start the arduous journey of setting up the new lab. And don't worry, we're going to show all of that and all of our decisions and that. The first main goal for the new lab, obviously, will be one, setting up the flowering room, and two, building our new set for doing the live streams. Multi-camera angles, fancy microphones, stream labs, all fancy pants looking and shit. So that's what we're going to be doing at the new lab in terms of the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be sexy. Oh man. But I've been doing well though, by the way, Micromania, and I'm excited to get back to doing what we do. It's been killing Uncle Potsquatch not having plants going, but we're gonna go fucking full jungle mode. Like we're about to do shit you never seen us do. And the great thing about the new lab's over 900 square feet. So we're gonna have a dedicated perpetual flowering room with 3 tables that are 4x8 with mobile lighting tracks, moving our squanch lights back and forth, showing you how we can maximize output while keeping our power consumption down. Um, but we're also going to be doing lots of new fun things. We're going to do breeding videos. We're going to be doing tent videos. We're going to be doing, fuck, I'll do a scrog for you. Fuck, we're going to grow an auto occasionally for you. We're going to build a space bucket. Then we're going to build what I'm calling a space tin, a slightly bigger, better version of that. We're going to be doing all kinds of shit because we have enough room to do it. And at the great time is, the wife's happy too because she's got a whole house above the lab where she doesn't have to see any of my shit. So, hey. No, Isaac Kendrick, due to stress, I get this type of eczema on my hands sometimes. Just typically these fingers, funnily enough. It's essentially, in a sense, my hand starts to eat itself. It's basically a type of eczema due to stress that attacks the sweat layer of my skin, so they just get painful. I've almost got it better now, so when it flares up, I just put some of my cream, my little steroid shit on it, and then I just wrap them up seems to help the efficacy of the medication there. But so nothing to worry about. Just a little, my body's eating itself due to stress. But we're almost there. We're almost done all that crap, so it'll be all right. Yeah, right, Aaron. I feel you, Big A. Hell yeah, sounds sexy, Micromania. Hey, no worries, Griminy. We gotta take care of that yard work, man. And it's spring now in most places over here, right? So shit's starting to wake up. I get it. That's true, man. Micromania. We're not only a lighting brand now. We're also a CBD line in the States. We're launching 3 new products any week now. Realistically, they'll probably be on market in about 2 weeks. We're on the verge, actually, of hopefully landing some larger chain stores for some of our products as well, like Target, Walmart, CVS. We're working on all that. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And if we can land those product placements into these larger chain stores, that's going to help us to afford one. Well, we're going to help people get accessible, reliable stuff. But two, it's going to help us get the money together to get the genetics company going here in Canada, doing all the fun legal crap and all these shit, doing what we can. Oh, Gerald Green Thumb, we're working on it, you know what I mean? And you ain't seen nothing yet. We got a lot more coming and a lot more in store for everybody at home. So we're very excited about that. Um, all right, sounds good, Chris McGarry. Oh, I'm always happy to help, Chris McGarry. You know me. I'm always happy to help. Well, you never know, Bug Squatch, you know? Maybe they should make a special type of Budweiser, you know, for Uncle Potsquatch. Maybe one day we will do a co-branding. Budweiser with weed in it. I drink it. But you never know. Oh, right. Yeah, no, Big A, that's exactly. It's got a special type of name. It starts with a D, I think, but I don't know. It sucks though. But anyway, my fingers are okay, everybody. I just got them wrapped up because, well, they're arguing with me. Sadly, Ganjanana, your mama, the only real way to address that type of shit is put a bunch of steroids on it. Then the skin cells stop getting mad at you, and they go, okay, fine, we'll get back to business. Dude, that's awesome, Nicole Lemon. Go peach trees. So Gerald Greenthumb, no, I've only ever done reading on tissue cultures. Tissue cultures are the biggest, raddest fad when it comes to the large companies in North America, especially these days. So that's actually one thing I'd like to explore on the channel and actually do some tissue culture cloning and kind of get my hands dirty, quote unquote, and play with it. And that's kind of one of the things I really want to do as well, not just for everyone at home, but I want to get back to trying new things. I want to get back to experimenting and fucking around again. I feel like I've kind of just been doing my normal thing for too long. And so that's where at Lab 2, I'm really excited to kind of go much deeper into our exploration of cannabis and different cultivation techniques and playing around with shit, right? So I'm very excited about that. I tell you, everybody, it's going to be a good time at Lab 2. And I'm very excited to share that with all of you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, oh, don't use that hand to cover the camera. All right. Hey, I feel you, Christopher Budley. Because that's basically what Mrs. Potsquatch is excited about. Is like, there's going to be a whole apartment downstairs where she can, like, lock me away when she's had enough of my bullshit. Well, Micromania, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's one of the things I value in terms of our content. I can always guarantee you that I will share my honest opinion about something. Not saying I'm always right, not saying I know everything, but I have done a rodeo or two. I know a thing or two, and I fucked around with a lot of shit. And I mean, I've got at least a few neurons left that communicate fairly well. And so I'm always going to be honest with people. I mean, and a big part of why any of our company exists now is because I got mad at how certain things in the industry function. Light pissed me off and the way the lighting market worked. So we released our own. CBD and the fucking atrocious bullshit going on there in that market. Well, that pissed me off. So then I decided to get into that game. Fucking the genetics game's been pissing me off for a long time. So that's why we're working away on that one too for everybody. And at the end of the day, there's not a lot of great online suppliers with proper customer service, taking care of people, making things affordable, not doing huge markups on things in terms of online garden supply, in terms of one singular place to get it. There's some localized stuff, and that's great. But at the end of the day, that's one of my dreams is, well, first we'll do online garden supply from a main hub, but who knows, maybe we get big enough, one day I can put hubs in different places. Maybe I can set it up so nobody has to pay duty coming into the damn country. Imagine that. That'd be amazing. That'd be a good step, too. I mean, that's one of the things that breaks my heart when it comes to us sending light equipment some places, right? Because all of our governments are like, oh, you want to bring something into our country? You prick. Well, we're going to charge you a bunch of tax now. The government, they always want a little more. They just want a little more. Let me tax your income, then tax everything you buy, then tax the power, tax the carbon, tax the everything. And we're going to come play with you. So, I mean, at the end of the day, though, the powers that be, or the system that is intact in terms of how it functions is part of why we do what we do. Give them hell and make things accessible. That's why all of our lights easily fixable. And you can upgrade shit, too. We design it consciously that way now. We're thinking about that. Like, this makes something that will hopefully run for many, many years. And if the bastard does break, we can fix it very easily. And we can keep it simple. Because guess what? You, the consumer, have a right to something that if it breaks, it's not just automatically trash. You should be able to fix it. And you should be able to keep loving it. Because why the fuck would you go spend a shitload of money on something if you can't maintain the bitch? And my rant on that is done. So, well, yeah, that's why we do what we do, you know. All right, Julio from Denver says, I'm using HP Pro Mix. Nice. I like HP Pro Mix myself. With advanced nutrients. All right. Line in the 3-gallon pots. All right. Until we flip the flour. Then they go into 10-gallon pots. All right. I feed every Monday and Thursday. I found this to be a good recipe. And it's a jungle. Beauty. Julio from Denver, I will suggest, though, when you go into flour, don't lock yourself necessarily into a totally regimented thing. I find that, especially when we go into flour, veg, that's fine for a little regimentation, okay? That's totally fine. But when you go into flour, though, sometimes we're going to fucking keep them off guard and give them some extra things and play with their feeding schedule a little bit in there. And I don't know, maybe it's in my head, who knows, right? But for me, I feel, though, that having that kind of more organic approach to feeding our plants and doing all that, and I don't mean necessarily organic feed, okay? And that's not what I mean. I mean, our schedule is organic. It's all free flowing and it dances with what we see in the plants. You know, the plant talks to you if you learn how to listen. And that's kind of would be my only recommendation. So Christopher Bartles, a tissue culture. Imagine if we take a little piece of the flesh of the plant, okay? Or a tissue sample, pop it out, right? Okay, now the basic premise of it is we run it with this bleach solutions. That's where it can be removing pathogens and viruses from that, so it can restore the vigor of a genetic that's had pathogenic buildup, etc. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's a handy thing for it. But basically, it's all chemicals and certain shit. I got to read up on it a little bit exactly how it's done because it's very fuzzy in my brain. But we basically stimulate the plant to then create and start cellular replication. It'll grow a root and then it becomes the plant. And it's a way of cloning that's very Star Trek, you know. It does have its uses. It does have a place, especially for the larger companies that are wanting to have consistency, right? Like the Budweisers of weed. And, you know, in their hope, right, if you have a tissue culture that's been made from a tissue sample, all right, that isn't, you know, filled with pathogenic crap, it's going to be the same and consistent through all the crops. So it's like, you know how like McDonald's, right? They want a Big Mac to taste like a Big Mac no matter where the fuck you eat that Big Mac, right? So that's why it's very popular to a lot of these big companies, you know. So to the smaller growers out there, get into tissue cultures. There should be some good money there in the future licensing our intellectual property as breeders to the big players. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's always going to be a Budweiser weed. That's fine. If there wasn't a big producer out there, then all of the beautiful boutique shit we do, the artisanship, the quads, would mean fuck all, right? So, I mean, it's got its place. But so basically, it's just a funky new age way. I call it Star Trek cloning. And again, I'm not the most brilliant man to explain it. I've given you a very, very, very rough basic breakdown of it. But all you got to do is Google it. It's all on the internet, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to play with some of that in terms of the show, too. I'm excited for that, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Roman Reckless? Welcome to the show, my friend. Okay, sounds good. Is it a personal message, Soul Price, or? Is everything good, Soul Price? Or is there an issue? What's up, Typhoid? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. True. I like that. Yeah, no, I guess it would be Gerald Green Thumb, too. See, and it'll be fun. See, and that's part of what I'm excited again, right? I'm excited to play again as a grower, and I'm excited to just fuck around, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's a true thing. Soul Price talking about that bell on shit too. So everybody, it is true. If you subscribe and hit the notification bell because you want to somehow pay attention what the fuck I'm doing, right? That's fine. Go for it, 100% if you're into that. But sometimes YouTube seems to turn this bell off on people. It happens randomly sometimes. I don't know. They seem to still have an issue with the plant people. But that's why we still stand and we fight. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes maybe once in a while, double check that if you give a shit. If you give a shit, double check that because sometimes they'll turn that shit off on you. And, what are you going to do? Julio from Denver says, I also topped once at the ninth note. All right. They're standing at about 36 inches tall. Nice, nice and pretty, but maybe too tall. Would scrogging help? I mean, scrogging by nature, of course, would help because it's going to keep and control where your canopy is at, right? That's the whole point of it. I'm not a huge fan of scrogging, but I'm still going to do it at the new lab. But my recommendation, I'd have to see it. Let me see the grow itself first, and I'll tell you. I mean, so if you're really, really worried about space and height, you could try to put in a scrog net there. If you haven't flipped yet, Julio, then you definitely got time to do it. But I think you can get away with a few other techniques at the same time, depending especially where you are on your window. But I'd have to see the plants just to have a basic idea of size. And then I'd contemplate your lighting source and blah, 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 blah. And then I'll give you my best guess or recommendation at it, right? But yeah. Oh, sounds good, Soul Price. Even more windows now. You're just trying to confuse my old ass now. Hell yeah, FC Corps. Well, I mean, that's the thing about growing. When you fall in love with growing, it's like that fucking thing. It's like adult arts and crafts. It's like a hobby. It's like a passion. It's both a scientific expose of of learning, and then it's also like this soulful, holistic kind of a thing, and it can be very therapeutic for you too, especially in this weird world we're all living in right now. A little bit of fucking break can make you feel good, not a bad thing, right? But yeah, no, I agree with you. I love growing. If you fall in love with growing, then that's what it takes to become a grower. Just the love, the passion, being consistent. What's up, M9? How you doing, baby? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. All right, so Julio from Denver, we can deal with this. You might need to send me some pictures and let me brainstorm for a minute, and then I'll have some ideas for you. One second here, everybody. Well, that's the thing, Roman. I mean, for me, I'm always in there, and I mean, part of my new world is I've been thinking about this for the new show and doing everything. I'm like, damn, like we're gonna have to make a lot more content. It's gonna be a lot more work, not just the growth. Like, I mean, it's gonna be all this other new stuff for me to do. And so, like, I mean, going forward in my new world, I'm gonna try to be like super regimented and scheduled on everything. So basically, downstairs the lab is work, right? So I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna have a whiskey coffee and then head down to the office. Right? We're gonna start. We'll make a plan for the day. I'm gonna stay on top of everything and try my darndest to be organized. Not necessarily my strong suit, but that's okay. And I'm very excited for us to step everything up for everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be down in that role all the time, man. And because at the end of the day, we're not just talking about doing a grow at this lab. We're going to be doing like a lot of different experiments at the same time. So it's like, all right, so 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. we must do this. Now we switch over to this quadrant and we handle this. That's part of the reason why I don't like them. Greens and 373 steel, my friend. Yes, that's true. Everyone who's seen the Facebook group link that Nicole has shared there, please answer the questions. It's not hard. It takes 2 seconds. If you answer the questions, you can easily pop into the group. What's up, Edward Evans, my friend? How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, good, Nathan Burrow. Keep your eye on that, and also keep your smell on that, okay? But hopefully it works out because it wasn't horribly set in, and hopefully you get away with it and it'll be okay, my friend. Hmm. Well, crazy grower Todd. I mean, you don't necessarily have to top all the time, and that's the way to do certain things. I mean, you can. I mean, it's one of many ways. You got to remember, there's 1,001 ways to the same end destination. If you're only able to get a certain size bud, it could be a number of things. It could be a lack of light. It could be a lack of the right genetics that are going to form in that. There could be something in your technique where you're stretching things the wrong way. Because again, without having that tight nodal spacing, like if you can get some nice tight nodal spacing on something, even that golf ball is going to grow into the other golf balls and then donkey penis, right? So stretching could be an issue, genetics could be an issue. Like there's a lot of 1,001 little things it could be, and that's what I always talk about as dialing in the grow or tweaking your grow or dialing her in, getting her sexy, silky smooth, you know, and that helps, right? And that's just something we do over time. Both as we learn, but also as we get new toys to play with and et cetera, right? So don't worry, don't give up hope. There's always a way to get there. You know, and again, like certain genetics are more prone to making what I've always affectionately called the donkey penis buds, you know. I don't know if any of you have seen the old videos from the very, very early days of the channel, but there's this great video where I'm like, I don't know if anyone that told me it's a donkey farmer, but I think this might be the size of a donkey penis. And that's kind of where the donkey penis bud saying came from. It goes back years on the channel. But dialing in our growth, it's part of the thing, everybody. You know, take time. But yeah, I mean, one, check your lights. If you don't have enough lights, or if maybe they're not close enough, right? Um, check how big your pots is. Check your feed, right? Check your genetic sources, right? Uh, you know, yeah, little things, right? Like they're not huge variables that we got to tweak to kind of start dialing stuff in, right? But oh yeah, I remember the nuties. That was a term we all invented, I believe, even in just the last show. We're always coming up with weird names for shit on this channel. But I'm excited though, everybody. And I'm excited to just sort of get back to business. Getting down to business, you know. Get my hands back in the dirt, man. You know, I'm excited about that. It's been a while. Yes, that's true. Another term we came up with on the channel, the plumpeting, the plumpeting. It's a highly technical term for those of you who are new here at the channel. The plumpeting of the buds. It usually typically sits in to like mid-bud is really where you start to see some nice plumpeting, but in the last 2-3 weeks, that's where you get some serious plumpeting. Very scientific term, of course, as you can tell, I'm sure. Oh, I agree, Gerald. Genetics are a big part of it. 100%. That's why we need to address the overall whole of the grow to address issues sometimes. But yeah, so what's up, Earth-friendly farming? Welcome back, my friend. How are you? What's good in the hood? Ooh, what else can we talk about in terms of anything that's fun and exciting? Well, I'm really starting to build a good list of things I'd like to do for videos, by the way. Like, I'm excited about some of the new content. I'm coming up with some good, relevant stuff that I think people at home will find both helpful, educational, and relevant. At least I hope they will. I mean, that's what I'm kind of trying to do. In terms of your question, Gerald Green Thumb, in terms of ethos, I've never really worked with much of their stuff. I don't have a personal opinion, maybe, much of all at the moment. I've heard many good things for many and not tons of bad. So, at least from a hearsay standpoint, they seem to be doing something okay. But I can't personally speak to them because I don't even know if I've ever grown anything. I may have grown something that came from theirs, but I don't know. Because that's all the genetics that come to me don't really come through. I don't really go buy beans. I mean, it always comes to me through the community and people I know. And you know, over the last number of years, there's been a lot of cool things that have come up from all of you at home, which has been just so wonderful and amazing. My favorite thing is when someone's like, "Hey, I found these seeds in a drawer," and they're like really fucking old. I don't want them. You don't want them? I'm like, yes, please. It's a blast from the past. Let's get in our time machine and take a look at weed with modern technologies. That's right. Well, I mean, for myself, you know, earth friendly farming. First, you know, at breakfast, I typically drink whiskey, coffee first. That's how Uncle Potsquatch starts his day. You know, whiskey and coffee. And then, you know, Budweiser, I normally incorporate that at lunch, you know. What do you mean by something, Gerald Green Thumb? Oh, hell yeah, Nicole. Well, also, too, like, Nicole, I'm very excited just to see for you personally. Let's give some background story. Everyone, Nicole just got her first Squatch light. The Fam Jam grabbed our little Squatch. Fucking love that little light. It's like, that little motherfucker cranks, man. I remember the first time I met the little Squatch light in person, and I'm like, man, you're way cooler than I thought you'd be. But Nicole just grabbed her first Squatch light. So before Nicole was the lighting system wasn't great. Let's just go with that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a lot of good weed titty light. Her plants were not able to get the vigor they required to grow some serious weed titties. You know, so this is her first time playing with a piece of like, all right, let's grow some fucking weed titties, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited for you too, Nicole. And I can't wait to watch you be successful. And then you're going to call me one day and you'll be like, look at this shit. And I'll be like, oh, that's so awesome. It's one of my favorite parts is watching people be successful at home, to be honest with you. It makes me happy and my heart glow. All right, now I got to read one thing here, everybody. Yeah, yeah, tent suppliers are different, right? So I could come up with a concept. I mean, it's for me when I release products, it's about finding the right people to work with. It's a slow going journey sometimes, but I do have in my brain that maybe we will eventually have our own tent line as well. We have every intention as the company of releasing like a shitload of tech under our brand, because at the end of the day, make it affordable, dependable shit for people for everything to do with weed. We're into that, right? It just takes time. We're a small little company fighting our way in a world of big assholes, and we don't even give a shit anyway. But we just build it slowly, you know what I'm saying? Don't buy the cart before the horse, right? You know, make smart decisions when you're a startup. What are your lighting systems set up right now? Like how much light you got going great to grow a tide? Yeah, so Gerald Green Thumb, I mean, you know, back in the hood days, Crap King wasn't always Crap King. Back a long time ago, the genetics actually weren't too bad. Um, but for a very long time, Crap King has sucked. And it's just sad. I mean, the few times I've ever bought them, uh, next to nothing germed. And what did was just like the most fugly, weird genetic throwback of like, man, like, I don't want to kill you, but I might have to because you're just crazy bad. So yeah, I've had similar experiences. All my close personal friends who've tried them though in recent years, we all basically kept coming back to feeling the same way about it. It's sad but true. Don't you worry, Salt Price. I got you, baby. What's up, Jason Houlihan? Good to see you, man. Well, Leighton, I have no issue at all if you want to put my rigs up against theirs. I say go for it. I believe in what we do. Funny thing is, it's like, you know, we're both using the same chips. But, you know, cost and fixability and also being able to acquire parts, that's a big thing, right? And it's not always as easily done. Well, yeah, actually, typhoid, like, I don't know if I'd call it a Walmart grow, but yeah, we could do a specific one just for fun, right? Like, as little experiments. I had a similar idea, kind of, in basic nature, was like, I want to do an episode where I can either be allowed, like, I'll give myself, like, a basic budget, right? And super budget grow, build every little thing that we can into it, and, or if I can find something, then that's allowed, right? So, but like, yeah, because like when I was an early grower back in the early days, like, I mean, I didn't have money to teach myself, and my parents didn't know. I was hiding everything everywhere in different places and doing my stuff. And so when I was, the first couple of years of growing, like, I mean, it was cannibalizing these lamps and these sockets and these things and building shit into shit. Probably one of the fun things I used to do too is, like, like this one time I got an old filing cabinet from work, and the one hinge was busted on it or bent to shit, and they didn't want it anymore. And I was like, I'll just take that home and bend it back myself, and it'll be fine. So I took it home, and then I turned it into this grow unit. And it was funny thing, just sat in my living room, right? But it was fun. I used to love doing stuff like that. So that's kind of one of the things I'd like to do, I think, because I think a lot of people at first it's because it does cost money to be a grower. I mean, you do eventually, if you fall in love with growing and you want to get into it, you do have to spend some money on real equipment. That's just part of it. But you can grow some basic, decent plants with some creativity, a few bucks, and a little bit of, I'm going to go back to creativity again. But so, like, I mean, I definitely want to do kind of an exploratory piece of videos where, like, budget grow to the max, right? And, we'll pick X amount of dollars or some shit. So basically, I've got that amount of money plus anything I can find. I think that'd be a fun video, right? All right. So, 301B, good, decent chip. We have lights with the 301B ourselves. And also mean wheel drivers. I mean, the mean wheel driver, a true mean wheel driver. That's the Cadillac of drivers, baby. It's sexy. Yeah, it is a shocking how it is shocking how fragile their genetics are, Jason. It is just true. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Soul Price. Nothing wrong with that, son. Uh, well, Gerald, I've never had a go-to breeder that's a public breeder. So yeah, I don't have one. I've been collecting seeds my entire life. I've got lots of different things I like to play with. I play with new stuff. BC also is a very big clone community, right? Clones exist here of a lot of different genetics. So no, I don't really have a genetics go-to person. There are some modern day breeders that I've worked with that I do like what they're doing. But overall, I just seeds come into my world randomly and I try them out. And sometimes they're great and sometimes they're not. And that's part of the fun. And I mean, I think that's almost one of my favorite parts is sort of the mystery being from back in the day too. One, not only is it like a view into the back time of growing, like back of the hood, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's fun growing unknowns and having to figure it out as you go. And it keeps your ability to kind of commune and communicate with the plant sharp and wet and ready to rock. And so it's kind of fun, right? Like, it's like, oh man, like, what's gonna happen next? I don't fucking know. It's scary too, for sure. It can be scary, but that's part of the fun though, right? And so yeah, but I don't really have a go-to though. No, maybe that's why I'm creating one. What's up, Romines? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Sean Parker, man? How's it going? Whoop whoop. All right. One second here now. I'm trying to read. I don't disagree at all with you, Leighton. I'm sorry. Well, exactly. And Jason, a big part of it is too, is like, you know, like it just pisses me off that like all these lights that get sold to people are built out of substandard parts. Because that's a big thing that we take seriously. Like when we go shopping for our diodes, we don't take anything but top shelf or top bin, as they call them. A lot of companies will buy lower bin stuff and then, go that way. I'm not going to name anyone specifically because let's just talk androgynously about that. I'm not a complete asshole, just an asshole. But it really makes me mad because I feel like they're taking advantage of people often, some companies, right? And you know, you think you're getting this reliable, wonderful thing, but I mean, it's just all ends up going to crap on you, and then you're left with basically a piece of junk that either half works or doesn't work at all, and there's no thought into your longevity there. Nothing's there. They don't give a shit, right? And it's like, well, people should have something that's easily fixable, something that they have access to replacement parts to. Like if I bought a car and the second the car fucks up, I gotta buy another car. Like that's fucked up. Yes, it is a car. I get that. But like good LEDs ain't that cheap. So it's like you're still spending good fucking money on this shit. Like you deserve that as the consumer. The people deserve that. Anyone who says you don't is a fucking idiot. What's up, Handy F? How you doing? 1 second here, everybody. I'm just trying to read. Hey, no worries, man. That's that Gerald. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you what my honest thoughts are. If you want me to, Soul Price, I can definitely do that. That's true though. That happens, especially with like cheaper crap, right? So like the cheaper parts will start to wear out and lose efficacy very quickly, often, right? Which is why, the old idiom, we are what we eat. Well, your grow light is what it's built out of, and putting reliable parts that have, at least 50,000 hours rated time on them, right? What, for those of you at home, 18,000 hours. I mean, sorry, 50,000 hours at 18.6, 18 hours on, 6 hours off. If I'm remembering correctly, it's roughly 7.6 years, okay? And, at that point, you don't want it to break. It should, at maximum, though, in a perfect world, have lost maximum 10% efficacy. That's the better chunk of a fucking decade, right? But a lot of these other crap, it just starts losing efficacy very quickly and it starts going to shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's very heartbreaking because, like, people get excited, people save their pennies, they spend their hard-earned money on shit just to be let down. And that they deserve better. Hmm. Well, that's the thing. There are certain things, right? Like, I mean, there's certain things I've never seen from seed either, Gerald, even though I know I could in theory. Hell yeah, earth friendly farming. I love me some GDP. Don't feel bad though, Greens. I mean, these things happen, right? Um, you know, even I, here, this will be fun. Who wants to hear the story about the first LED light I ever used? It was such bullshit. So this is now going back at least. Let me think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going back at least a solid. How old am I now? Like 13, 14 years or so. So the first LED light I bought, I saw it on the internet. It was like $100 or $120. It was a 45-watt panel that had like 1 watt or half-watt weird diodes in it. Blurple piece of shit built into a plywood box. So I ordered this thing and I cheaped out. And it got there and one of them didn't even fucking work. So I called the guy who owned the store who I bought it from, and he was up in Cologne, and I said, motherfucker, this fucker broke. Like, it didn't even work when it came. So he sends me another one, and then that fucker broke. So I called him back again, and I go, dude, motherfucker broke in a week. Okay? I got an issue with that. And he goes, well, I can't keep sending you lights. I'm like, well, you shouldn't sell bullshit then. He goes, well, I got this one light, but it's like $700. I was like, well, is the fucker going to break in a week? He goes, nah, man, you're good. So I drive up to Kelowna because he wasn't going to ship anything out anymore. He was like, I can't keep affording to do this. I was like, all right, Dick, well, I'll drive to you. So I drove up to Kelowna with my old dad and get there, right? And I bought this light. It was like 100 watts, maybe 120 watts max at the wall. That's all it was. It was heavier than shit. Built like a fucking brick shit house. It had maybe 3-watt chips in it. And it was still a blurple light though. Had a little, infrared and ultraviolet, blah 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 crap in there, which burnt out after about 3 months. This thing cost me about $600 or $700 fucking dollars, and it was a piece of shit. I mean, at least it didn't burn out for quite some time, but it was still a piece of crap. And that was sort of the origin story of LED lights when I first met them as a younger grower. And the first plywood boxes ones, well, they went to shit right quick. And then the one that we paid $600 for, it was at least something to play around with. But it wasn't even still powerful enough to properly fill the filing cabinet grow that I did. So I ended up butchering a bunch of lamps and wiring in some plant CFLs to try to supplement the stupid thing. And even still, I wasn't able to create much. Sad but true. But it would still be years to come before LED tech really got there, and HPS was still supreme. And it's only just now, in the last number of years, that we're kind of getting to a place with LED tech that we can actually really grow proper weed and not only match, if not beat HPS now. And it's great. It's amazing. I love it. It's the future. It's here. But it's like, wow, we've come such a long way from my very first LED grow light. And then when we started this channel, we tried those King LED, King Pluses, Fuck, I had one of those cocksuckers burnt out on me after having it for like a month or two. So I messaged, it was at the time, I think I spent $369 on it. And I messaged him, I was like, dude, what the fuck? The thing just burnt out. I've had it for 2 months. I had a few of them, right? And I was like, well, look, how about this? Send me a replacement board. I'll do the repairs myself. I can at least install a board in a light. I'm not that stupid. So they sent me a replacement board, and that one didn't burn out. Actually, one of those original lights from years ago was still at Cadence until he recently got the. I traded him one of the original double squatches for some of the equipment we need for the new show for powering our microphones, because I'm going to get a fancy dancy microphone for the new show. And I'm like, hello, yeah, sexy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It'll be fun. I'm learning stuff, everybody, about computers. Well, federally, Jason Houlihan, all the people in Canada are legally entitled, per address, to grow 4 plants of cannabis. There are a lot of, yes, at the UBC apartment, Aaron, there are a lot of different provincial laws, and so that's where the patchwork of legalization in Canada was kind of a total crock, because too much shit was left open to provincial decree, right? So then a lot of the provinces ended up screwing people. So certain provinces, if you rent, they've enacted other laws that sort of empower the landlord and this or that, which to a point I think goes too far in a sense. But, here, 1 second. I'm trying to get this in such a way so it's not too bad for everyone to see here. But, so they're technically allowed to grow Manitoba, but... No, Johnny Summertime. It's all good, Ganjanani on mama. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to tech in general, getting a decent piece of tech there's something special to be said for it, right? You get what you pay for, sadly, in this world. Hey, thank you very much, Greenleaf Grow. Much love and keeping it sexy, man. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for popping in. 1 second here, everybody. I'm just playing catch up now. Ah, yes, the peanut butter breath. It's one of those new age strains that everyone seems to be really into. I've had it a couple of times. Not bad. No, it's decent cannabis, you know what I'm saying? But still a little new agey for me, But expect to see this week the video coming out where we do a full announcing of all the strains we're going to pop from beans and see if we can get some little babies going for the move there. We got 2.5 weeks until we move, so they won't be all that developed at all, but we'll see what we can do in the limited time we have, and then we will transport them very, very delicately. The other one we added to the list. So last episode, we shared we'll be doing some blueberry indica. We're going to do that again. But then we're also going to do a Northern Lights pink kush. Or at least it's what it's supposed to be. That's right, Ganjanani, your mama. Well, Brad Pearson, I don't know about huge, but it will be more than twice the size of our current place. I've got an entire one-bedroom apartment at the bottom of the house that I'm going to use as the new lab, the new set. So it's going to be a little over 900 square feet. Yes. No, I don't use iPhones. I'm an Android. So I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra currently. Oh, God, Janata, your mama. They'll survive the move just fine. Everyone's fear of babies being fragile. It's just don't fuck them up. Just put them in the car. They'll be okay. I'm not worried personally. I have faith. And also, if some die, then they were weak. And their genetics were not ready. Grandpa's breath. I think I think I've tried that one. No, it wasn't Grandpa's breath. It was something called like Grandpa's nutsack or something like that. But I tried something similar. Yeah, no, it's going to be fun though, everybody. We're going to be playing with all brand new genetics and diversified. You know, we're going to have a perpetual flowering room going at all times, plus other experiments. We'll be building things and having experiments, and oh, it's going to be so much fun, I tell you. And I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited because it's going to be like a Potsquatch you never seen before, you know? It's going to be all brave and new. We will be like a hairy emerging butterfly from our cocoon. But yeah, long story short, everybody, get excited. It's going to be good. Oh, yeah, the Halloween beans for my buddy. Those ones I'm keeping, though, like, I mean, I got to be in a position where I've got an area just in case I get a male out of them to breed with. Because, you know, females I can keep going forever. But, I mean, if I want to be ready just in case I get a male out of those so I can actually breed more of the Halloween beans. Well, the Sasquatch strain I kind of want to breed on its own. If I can get another male out of it, I would like to make another run of beans because I'm almost out of them. But you know, Hindu Kush, I don't know if I probably wouldn't cross the Hindu Kush with the Sasquatch strain. But I do have a lot of plans for breeding with Hindu Kush, just not with Sasquatch though. Just send it to me on the Discord, Soul Prize. And then I'll chat with you after me. Nice, Roman Reckless. How are your titties looking, buddy? Are they liking their squats right? Good, it makes me happy, Roman. It makes me happy. 1 second there, everybody. I'm just putting this out. Do, do, do. Give me a moment. Dun, dun, dun. Be right back. And there we are, and we're back. Okay, so in terms of phones that are going to give you amazing video quality, the phone I'm using now is a very fancy schmancy phone in terms of doing videos and all that kind of stuff. So if you're wanting to get a cell phone that's a reliable cell phone, they aren't cheap, but the new S21 has already come out. So the fact of the matter is, you should be able to get into an S20 for much cheaper now than it cost me. It cost me $2,500 for each one of these I bought. So, but The new S21, I believe, is out. So you should be able to get an S20 a little bit more affordably. And it is an extremely reliable phone and has served me extremely well. I feel that when I switched to this phone, it definitely elevated our content to a point. And now I'm about to elevate it again by integrating actual cameras all over and doing fancy schmancy shit that I've been trying to teach myself on the internet. Hell yeah, Roman Reckless. That makes me happy, my friend. All right. So, how's everyone else doing at home? We doing good today? Remember, there's a new email now. If you'd like to request a certain type of content, a certain experiment, a certain thing that you want to see us do, you can. It's called potsquatchdoo@gmail.com. That's POTSQUATCHDOO at gmail.com. That's where you're going to make those recommendations, my friends. Send them on in. Our new CBD products should be available for market in the next 2 weeks, is my best guess. That will be the beard oil that we have coming out, and then we will also have our gel tabs and our gummies coming to you as well. So, my friends, get excited because it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right, Nicole? I mean, I'm a big fan of Samsung Technologies. They build the phones I use, they build the chips in my grow lights. You know, I prefer to buy Samsung TVs. I prefer to buy Samsung monitors for video editing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's certain things that Samsung does very well, and go Samsung. Earth-friendly farming, vacuuming water all day. Out of your drain trays, flushes, or did you have an accident? But like I said, though, my friends, um, content requesting, video requests, you know, what do you want to learn about? What do you want to see my silly ass fuck around with? You're allowed to make those requests now. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, hopefully, Nicole, at the very minimum, Samsung will just keep doing what they do well so I can keep buying them. You know what I'm saying? 9 inches of rain in 2 days. Damn. It's a decent amount of rain. No worries, Gerald. Yeah, man, I am a big fan of Samsung. What's up, Ganja Sucio? How you doing, my friend? What's cracker-lagging? Welcome to the show. I don't recognize your name, so you must be new. What's happening? Hey, what's up, LJB? I'm doing well, man. How you doing? You got some babies going yet? I like that, Roman Reckless. I could get into that. Old school versus new school. I got some shits tucked away we could do with that. I like that. That'd be fun. You're I'm breeding a reverse female auto with photo reg females. Okay, so are you saying you force pollinated a female auto flowering plant and then you've knocked up female photos but were the female photos, were they feminized or are they regular? So if you've got regular fem, two photos being knocked up by force fem auto, is that what you're saying? At Ganja Sucio? And if that's what you're saying, the initial run or the first gen, the F1, whatever you want to fucking call them, okay, you're going to have a mix of both autos and non-autos. You're going to have a mix of those being also feminized, obviously. So if you've done a forced feminization, not feminization, pollinization, via knocking up the herming ability of the female auto, your first gen's going to have a mix of both auto and photo. And the ratio on that's going to be dependent on the plants themselves, really. But yes, so there's going to be a mix for you. If you can do something like if you've got, see, I wish you would have had a traditional male auto that you could have fucked, because then that way you could have then gone forward in Gen 2 and then found a nice male and a nice female, and you could start actually stabilizing out that auto flowering nature and then perfect the auto on it. So you're going to have a bit of a mix though in terms of what's going on there, my friend. But that's okay though, right? Just be aware. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, buddy. Well, LJB, I'm excited for you, my friend, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, I pray for plentiful titties for you, my friend. Yeah, see, I mean, for me, Gerald, I mean, I'm not an outdoor guy, never have been. I mean, I've consulted a lot of outdoor people and helped a lot of. Hey, love you too, Ganja Sucio. Get back to work and you have a wonderful day, my friend. Keep it real. Um, so, you know, eventually one day when we have the acreage where we will build the company, maybe we'll do some outdoor plants for all you. But yeah, I've always been an indoor guy my whole career. Like I said, I've consulted outdoors, I've helped outdoors, I've worked at outdoors, but my personal growth have always been indoors. Out of sight, out of mind, locked away. But one day we will be able to. LJB says, I'm going to try and push two each of Afghani number one, Lemon Skunk, and Jack Herrera. Classics, all of those. Uh, a true lemon skunk will should live up to its true name. It should be both skunky and lemony. Afghani number one. I'm assuming like Afghani number one is probably some form of Afghani Kush in the predominance there. That sounds like some fun for you. And well, Jack Herrera, there's a classic from my early days back in the day. Won the cup a couple of times back in the hood days. I look like an outdoor guy. No, it's just a beard. Yeah, no, I'm an indoor guy. Star Trek growing for me, thank you. Let me try to be arrogant enough to mimic Mother Nature and emulate. I like the outdoors in general, but I'll grow my weed inside, thank you. Okay, so LJB, you've got that 4x4. That's fine. So 4x4, and you're wanting to do two, two, and two. So I would recommend then don't go anything bigger than 3-gallon pots in those LJB. If you're going to be doing two of three, so then six. I would recommend 3-gallon pots. Keep them small, train them down, fill the space, keep it sexy. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go. Well, yeah, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to start playing around with in the new videos too. Is maybe start, dressing up in different costumes and doing sort of more set characters at times for different specific content. I mean, I am a professional actor, writer, and comedian, and so that's one of the things I love, if you know what I'm saying, in terms of doing things that way. So it's very much one of the things I have been toying with in my head. Yeah, and that happens sometimes, Soul Price. Sometimes you get a plant and it's in vegetation and it stank, you know what I'm saying? And like for me as a grower, when I see a plant in vegetation, a younger plant that stinks already that much, I'm like, oh, bitch, you're gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see what you do when you go into flower. Like it's very exciting. I say go for it, Roman Regulus. Riot Powder. My auditions were well. They were self-tape auditions, so I just recorded them and sent them in. I felt good about them. That doesn't necessarily mean anything though. I still haven't booked anything, but you never know. Maybe I'll still hear. Well, Chris McGarry, our friend 313 Steel, is actually making me some knives. I love knives. I've always loved knives, and we have some very special knives being created. And I'll tell you, when these knives get here, man, it's like hey, Crocodile Dundee. You may be Crocodile Dundee, but that's a knife, and our knives will win. Just be careful, LJB, and don't look into it too closely, okay? Don't stare into it for too long. I do, but that I'm dumb. Don't do what I do. Nah, yeah, it's gonna be fun though. I can't wait to play with the new knife. It was funny because like Greens and 373 Steel and I were chatting one time, and this dude's like, "Okay, I gotta get this big piece of steel to do it with, you know." And so he ordered it, and it came in. And he's like, "Dude, I got it, but it's like thicker than I thought. I'm gonna have to like grind the blades down because like I don't want it to be like a 5 pound knife." And I was like, "No, man, don't you worry about that weight. Make it as heavy as you want. Make it just a big honking motherfucking knife. That's Potsquatch right there, man. I don't care how heavy the bitch is. It sounds good." Oh man, I can't wait. And then we'll make a video where I go out into the bush with him drunk. We'll see what happens. It'll be a fun time. Hey man, I can't wait for you to start it too, LJB. I can't wait to see what you do, my friend. Get ready to rock and roll. Oh, of course, Roman. No, I agree. Everything's comedic, right? Like, I mean, life's far too dark to not make it funny. Well, aren't you happy though that yeah, you managed to take a look at it and then boom, fired right up once she did? It was good to go. Ah, good question, Typhoid. She's healing quite well, actually. So, in terms of Mrs. Potsquatch's scarification that she got, so basically, I guess, as what I'm told, is it's like you use this fake skin and you change it twice a day now. It's like what they use on tattoos these days. But supposedly, this thing will scar up and heal in almost 10 days or so. So she's been doing that. On day 3, you're supposed to put sesame oil, toasted sesame oil on it, because this doesn't react with your body, but it agitates all of the scar tissues forming. So, but no, she seems okay. I think it's really itchy for her right now as it's healing, and so I think right now probably she's very itchy. What's up, Bedrock Roots? How you doing, baby? Nah, but she's healing very well. Thank you for asking. Uh, Oozing, not so much, really much anymore. I definitely think for the first few days there was significant plasma discharge because I mean it was quite thick lines, like there was big chunks of skin that was taken out, eh? So, so what's good in the hood, Bedrock? Oop, there we go. Hey, what's up, Dawson Dave? Why is that FR6? What's happening? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. Yeah, no riot powder. I think when it's done, it's going to look very cool once it's healed up, my friend. Like a fabric bag, LJB? Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, no, she doesn't because she's still putting that fake skin on it, so you don't even itch it because it's got a whole new membrane on top of it. I definitely think that occasionally she'll do like a massage or a pat on it, but I think part of the thing why it itches so much for is the toasted sesame oil, which is working as an adjutant to help build the scar tissues further. Oh, dude, Greens and 373 Steel. I'm a big fan of Green Planet products. How you doing, Dawson Dave? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Yeah, that's why I'm not a fan of fabric bags, though, JB. I know it sounds horrible, but I like my old school plastic pots. I mean, in a perfect world, I'd use ceramic for everything. But one, fuck, are they expensive? And two, fuck, are they expensive? And three, they get heavy. Well, it's funny, Roman Reckless. I mean, certain people hear my laugh, you know, and they're like, it's kind of like Yogi the Bear met Barney Rubble. Hello, Don. What's happening? I see. Well, that'll be nifty. I mean, I've seen people do that before. I've never actually personally worked with the product, LJB, but you know, fuck it, man. You can go pot in anything. All right. So, one, milk spray will be great for PM. Brown spots or brown segmentation on your flower is actually more than likely, without seeing it, my guess is like, uh-oh, that sounds like it might be a potential bud rot issue. So one, keep your air movement up in there. But if you ever start to see segments of your flower and any part of your bud that starts to almost look like it's necrotizing or desiccating, it's dying, it's all brown and weird looking, that's not mold, that's bud rot. So that section of your flower is actually rotting on you. The only real way to deal with bud rot is find that, go down a few more inches, amputate, hope for the best, and keep a very close eye on it. I only say that. So PM, yep, you could do a milk spray if it's mild and deal with it that way, 100%. But if you've got bud rot setting in, one, watch it and don't smoke it, please. It'll make you sick. Bedrock roots, I have inadvertently run grows a little bit high in terms of humidity back in the hood days. But I would never let a flowering room go to 90% relative humidity. That's a no, no, no. I just no. I'm just asking for problems at that. It's not that it's not possible, but no, don't do it. And could you convert the 70 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius for me? I apologize. I'm better at I speak Celsius. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel the same way, Gerald. Green Thumb, 100%. I feel the same way. Don't say like, oh my God. Oh my God, what, Don? What's wrong? Or is it weird that the weird man on the television or the phone or the computer is saying hello, Don? What's oh my God, Don? What's oh my God? Well, oh my God, do you, Don? Oh my God. Sorry, Don. I'm just having fun. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just very affectionate of my plastic buckets or my old buckets, you know, and yeah, you know, I just like my plastic buckets, man. Uh, yeah, I mean, well, you'd have to have a lot of airflow bedrock roots to have any hope in hell of surviving those numbers. But yeah, no, I mean, I've inadvertently run things really, really high. I got away with it, but it does not mean that's where I want to go. Part of why actually running a lower relative humidity is actually kind of brilliant is on a strong plant and a strong phenol, right? It's going to actually trigger it to stop producing greater amounts of resin. So that's where if you stay on top of your watering and feeding, giving it lots of easy access to sugars and shit, it's going to really stack up its juices, man. It's going to be a defense mechanism. Because we got to remember, all the cannabinoids, all those resins that that plant is producing, it's meant as a defense mechanism. It's built there to defend the plant. In theory, technically, it's there to protect the seeds, but if it's not knocked up, well, it's still defending the plant, right? So when we're manipulating certain environmental variables to trigger some of these defense mechanisms to actually end up getting better pot, that's kind of what we're doing, right? We're playing with the plant's natural psychology. Let's try it again. The plant's natural psychology or its built-in defense regime. And that's what we're trying to do. We're playing with that, bouncing back and forth with it, right? To kind of trigger that. So that's where I actually think running a lower relative humidity not only being safer, but too, it's going to help trigger on a lot of plants some nice resinous juices being produced by your plant. I think I know what you mean. Is that the weird Kaczynski-Badinsky thingy? I've never played with that. I've read about it though. And I'm totally not remembering the right name on that, obviously, but hey, nothing wrong with that, Soul Prize. I used orange buckets. And I'm also saying for bud development bedrock roots. Nah. Yeah, but see, bedrock roots, without doing that, I've had that at week 2 or 3 even on plants too. So it's a genetic thing, and also too, the drier environments are going to trigger a greater amount of triching than a high relative humidity. 100%, my humble 2 cents. Hey man, I love me my orange buckets. I'm not saying bedrock roots is not a legitimate technique. We're just having a fun conversation, and I'm just sharing my humble 2 cents on it, my personal view on it, right? I'm not saying don't do what you're doing, baby. I say go for it. I say explore, experiment, you know? But I'm just saying my personal 2 cents on it, you know what I'm saying? 100% bedrock roots. And I only share my 2 cents because I want everybody to be successful. That's like I genuinely want everyone to grow great wheat. Well, it's just there's nothing more heartbreaking bedrock when you walk in and you've been running too high of a relative humidity and maybe it was a little bit higher than you thought it was, right? And then you see fucking white mold on your plant. You're like, that's not trikes. Ah! And it's just a heartbreaking motif. You don't want to go through it. It'll break your heart. What's up, native nugs? Cannabis cultivation. How you doing, my friends? What's good in the hood? Native nugs, can I ask a question? Are you Canadian? Are you from somewhere in Canada? I only ask because like I got a lot of friends who are also in the indigenous cultivation world of Canada. I'm just curious now. Red Claw says, just midway through flush jail. Oh, I feel that. It's a daily regimen. You got to stay on top of that shit. Been listening the whole damn time. Well, the good thing about my loud voice, maybe it'll pierce over the sound of your shop vac if you're using a shop vac, which is my little trick there doing it. For years, I kept carrying the damn plant to a tub or somewhere to drain it off, and I was like, but if I bought a shop vac, I wouldn't have to do that anymore. I was like, oh, great. It only took me like 16 fucking years to think of that. Sad but true. Sometimes it takes a while for the good idea or the logical idea to hit you. Oh, the Korean natural farming techniques. No, but I have read about them. A bunch of people have been texting me about that. I think Caden's even been doing a bunch of research and reading on both the Korean style of farming and I think there's a Japanese version of it too. I barely understand the premise of most of it. I've read just brief amounts about it, brief little bits about it, right? But it's intriguing. We can definitely look into that as future content too. Okay, native nugs. If I'm saying this wrong, I'm sorry. Is it Choctaw? Choctaw. How do I say that? Could you spell it phonetically for me so I can try to say it? Oh, you're in Oklahoma. That's dope, man. I got excited for a second. I was like, oh, cool, man. Maybe you're in Canada. Maybe we know the same people. Hell yeah. I'd love to see some pictures. Email me some pictures, Native Nugs. I'd love to check that out. Choctaw. Okay, cool. Thank you, Red Claws. I appreciate that. Typhoid. How bad does freezing temperatures stunt a baby wheat plant? Well, it depends on which species of plant it is. I mean, some can survive it not too bad, and some will be totally fucked. It's sad but true. The weed plant in and of itself is very resilient, but there's very many different types of weed. So um, It depends, really. Like, do you know what the plant is? Like, or do you have a like, what is its genetics? What is its lineage? You know, it can kill it too. No, it can do a lot of things. It could stunt it. It could kill it, or it may survive and bounce back. Well, it's like that's the thing for me, right? Like I like to pronounce things properly if I can, right? So I looked at it, I was like, man, this has the potential for me to get this wrong. So Choctaw, I like it. Thank you. Because one, it's the least I fucking can do. Get people's names and their people's right when I'm trying to say it and reference shit. You know. Roman Reckless says I do more of a longer natural leaching with water, not as much flushing per se, but with bunches of runoff I do 21 days. That's fine, but Roman Reckless, for fun, I would encourage you to actually get a ppm meter and try doing it that way and really crank it, go anal retentive on the ppm nature of it. And just compare and contrast it. Because I used to do a real long version of that too. But if you take it right up to the last 2 weeks and then you hit it like a motherfucker, and then you use your ppm meter to check your runoff, you might fucking convert. Just saying. Okay, let me try to say this one right, Red Claws. Is it Malisit Oromacto? Fuck, I'm probably getting that so wrong. Oromacto. Oromacto. Malisit Oromacto. I'm probably wrong. But I tried. Oh. I understand a little bit more now. Thank you, Native Nugs. I follow them. No, I understand Roman Reckless. No, I feel you now. We'll have I'll have a one-on-one video tutelage with you there. Sold price for that one. No, and Roman Reckless, I used to do that a lot myself, even back in the day, like many years ago. But when one actually is monitoring dissolved salts and stuff on shit, it kind of gets pretty cool and pretty real. My flesh was always good, but once I started doing it in slightly different ways or more heavy-handedly, it is a noticeable difference for sure, is all I'm saying. Ha! I got it right. Hey! At least I was able to get one right. I think I was fairly close though before too, though. I mean, not bad for a white guy. Well, that's the thing, Roman Reckless. I never did it either. But in the last few runs, I've been playing with that ppm meter in terms of my flushing. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's a fun, intriguing thing, you know? Where the fuck's my lighter? Did I lose it again? Well, that's the thing. Like like I said, I genuinely give a shit in general. Like I try to say things correctly if I can. And if I get it wrong, you hope to God people don't crucify you for saying it wrong. It would be the first time Uncle Potsquatch mispronounced something. Oh, dude, and it's fun. Like, I didn't do it for most of my career, everybody. Like, I just flushed hard and flushed continuously. Never really worried about actually monitoring my ppm salt runoffs. But it's actually a thing. But I don't know. As much as I made fun of it when I first started doing it, I actually think I really like it now, to be completely honest. There we go. So, take that for what you will. You stole my Lysol price, you bastard. Why would you do that to me? Well, yeah, and that's the thing, too, right? So in technicality, take your ppm reading of your source water, and you should be able to get your runoff to almost exactly that within a few points. And that's when you know you're done. Do that for a couple days. If you can hit that for the last few days and hit that kind of like almost the ppm reading of your water, you know you've got a good fucking flush on that. Just keep her going for a few days on top of that. Get all the tissues nice and clean. You'll be good to go. What? What does that even mean, bedrock roots? No, it totally does. And also, too, like Roman Reckless, like when I used to kind of what I call free base flushed, as it were, you know, you just kind of keep flushing and hope for the best. It really does give you, because you always kind of have that anxiety, like, did I get everything out? Is it going to be nice? Is it gonna cure out nicely? Is it going to come out sexy, you know, the way I want it, though? And the fact is using that ppm style of approach to it, we can rest assured that we've actually got the bastard down to the salt out of it, you know. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show, buddy. Brandon Dossie, I get a certain type of eczema on my hand from stress sometimes, so I've been having a flare-up off and on for a number of months now. I just put some of the steroid cream on it and I wrap it up when it's being a dick. So simply put, I'm fine. It's just my body eating itself from stress. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Well, the thing is native nugs is reverse osmosis water is great as long as, you know, it's coming out at a proper alkaline situation on you. So having a re-alkalining filter on the end is a good finish on your reverse osmosis. Okay, and then also remember, we're stripping out a lot of the base minerals there. So when we clean our waters in such a way, we just got to make sure we're adding back in minerals and all of that crap to our feed, if you feel what I'm saying. That is totally true, Dr. J303. That's why the first couple days of flush, if you haven't been cleaning your the bottoms of your trays, like you're actually flushing that out too. Rick DeRosa, typically kind of week 2 is when I start incorporating that. Week 2. Mid to later flower, getting more aggressive with it. No, it's already gotten a lot of better. Grow IVR, no. We take possession of the new space May 3rd. So we take possession of the new house May 3rd, Grow IVR. But we'll be back up and running and sharing that with everybody and releasing lots of videos on what we're doing starting May the 3rd, my friend. No worries, Rick DeRotha. All good in the hood. Actually, soul price, it actually was really bad a number of months ago. It's actually not too bad now, so it's almost better. What's up, Eugene Dolan? I mean, I'm a big believer in the technique, my friend. It seemed to work. Everybody who tries it loves it. I mean, you could, but the problem is, Chris McGarry, is you got to remember we've basically dissolved the CO2 into the water. So by aerating it, you're going to release the CO2 and you'll lose some of that action. We want lots of carbon action. We want that fizzle when we're dumping on our carbonated water, right? So I would foresee that being self-defeating, in my humble 2 cents. Hell yeah, Gazzers. How's it looking, buddy? Is it looking sexy? One sec, I'll be right back, everybody. I'm just going to go throw up my butt. I mean, well, Soul Price. I mean, I always just use my Soda Stream now. That's what I use. The Soda Stream was a great purchase for me. Um, it's the way to introduce that carbonated water very easily into your grow without having to worry too much, yo. You know what I'm saying? No, it is true. Well, the first time I played with the ppm meter, I was like, how is this fluctuating like this? And I realized it was a dirty tray. I was like, oh, well. Good times. Adventures when growing, right? You know? I know, but see, remember Soul Price, though. One, I do go in cycles of my beer drinking. Anyone who's known me for an extended period of time knows this. There was a time where I was on Old Milwaukee on the show. There was a time where I was on the PBR. And now I'm drinking Budweiser. I rotate. Well, Dr. J303, I'm drinking Coors Light. It's basically carbonated water anyway. No, I feel you, my friend. No, you got to switch it up, exactly. I mean, but yeah, no, Dr. J303, if you haven't tried the carbonated water thing, man, check it out, man. Well, you're not wrong, Native Nugs, on both those counts. I mean, I've always been curious about trying to brew my own beer. Sad thing is, I'm so fucking busy most of the time. Personal stupid projects take the back seat. But luckily, my job gets to have a lot of fun, stupid projects in it anyway. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, Rick DeRosa, I'm a big fan of Green Planet too, man. My beloved Green Planet. Oh, good times. Well, my friends, sadly, I do believe it's that time of the week, that time of the show, where I must go. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in to a wonderful, wonderful. Is your ring one that you can hide things in? Just wondering. No, this isn't. This is an engagement ring. That's a solid onyx stone to the bottom of the ring, buddy. No, this is not a hide ring. It's an engagement ring. Where Mrs. Potsquatch asked me to marry her. There we go. Voice is back now. But my friends, my family, my Potsquatches, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dude in a Fucking Garage. Soon to be Dude Growing Dope again. May 3rd, everybody. Mark it on your calendars. We're going to be back, baby. Back in a way you never seen us do before. And I just want y'all to know, thank you for sticking with us in our weird interim time of being a caterpillar in a cocoon, preparing to release ourselves to the world again. But thank you, everybody. Later, and much love, Native Nugs, cannabis cultivation. Much love to all of you. Much appreciation to all of you. I'm sorry, guys. I'll call you after the show and we can say hi. 1 second here. Okay, we got a question coming in. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to read it. Walter Weissman says, hello, Potsquatch. I am a little late to this party. That's okay. An old mate said, if you want to use old soil, premix again and again, just put it in the 44-gallon drum, cut in half, give it a good boil, and rinse by. Not necessarily. I mean, in terms of making sterile environments for soil, yes. But remember, you will be zapping out all nutritional base substrate from said soil. So if you're prepared to reintroduce heavy amounts of feed very early on, and you feel comfortable doing this, you can do this. But I wouldn't necessarily say boiled. I'd say if you want to pasteurize your soil, do it in the oven. Okay? That's a better way to go about that one, in my humble 2 cents. May 3rd, we take control. Hey, much love and respect to you as well, Red Claws, my friend. You've been here the whole time with the crazy journey. You know exactly what we had happening over here, man. And just thank you for all your love and support, buddy, and inside information to try to help me find a way forward. And I appreciate it, Red Claws. But anyway, everybody, you sexy motherfuckers. I love you. Keep it real. Keep it sexy. Keep it squashy. Have a good time. Remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower is not afraid of some fun. Show yourself a little bit of compassion. Show those around you a little compassion. And if we could learn to maybe realize at our basic foundational core, we're all the human fucking race. All this superficial crap on top of it that we seem to argue over is pointless. Let's get back to what's important. All right? I love you, my friends, my family, my community. Keep it real. I'll see you next time. Good day to you as well, Dawson Dave. Peace!